for today's cup of coffee with Scream.
I have spat in my stash.
Oh my God, it's been a day. It has been, stuff is going into Leo. And I am Leo rising. Kid is, I'm Leo.
It's finally going out of Aries.
Rising.
Does that mean it's finally going out of Aries?
Yeah, well, something is. It's just, and honestly, everything is so crazy, and especially with the geomagnetic, everything. And it is really hard for me to pay attention. And it's just, I'm taking my ADHD medication because it's worse if I don't.
Yeah.
But it's really hard for me to focus right now.
Mm-hmm.
And Kid and I were just talking about allergies, and they have been so bad because we had a cold snap, and then it started warming back up, and then it rained, and so we've got all kinds of allergy, and it's like my eyes, it's like they stay so itchy, and the coughing, and it's worse in the morning, and it's just this comedy of ridiculousness and grossness all the time.
Yeah.
For people who don't have allergies, I cannot fathom.
She's like, why do you cough so much? And it's worse when you're in the basement. Well, that's a prime source of allergies. Plus, I smoke. And so it's like...
But the thing is...
I don't want to do the drama.
And that's when I told him, this is why I don't smoke in the house. I go out on the porch because... that way you are aware every time you're lighting up. And I don't smoke. A lot of times I don't smoke full cigarette.
Yeah, but like the basement is already a prime source of allergies because it's not yet fully cleaned up.
Right.
And so there's still a lot of dust and shit getting kicked up as
Right.
I'm moving down there. And so it's...
But you're also down there and you're not aware of how many you're smoking. Not like when you have to get up and go
Why does this have to
outside.
become a public PSA and I'm a fucking example?
Well, no, it was just one of those, the coughing, and it's like being self-aware.
I am very self-aware, and as I'm doing it, I'm just like, can I fucking stop, please?
And he keeps doing it.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because...
And it pisses myself off.
Well,
I piss myself off. Isn't that some shit?
Something different.
I try.
And it's one of the things that we have discussed.
You know, I smoke to forget, but I always remember. What?
There is this energy that has been coming in this weekend. And it's like, we knew that it was going to happen. And that is the activation of Gen X. We knew it.
It was
and
a
it's
thing.
like just on a gut level, everybody that's Gen X, and we've been warning people for years, leave us alone. Just leave us alone. And it's like this weekend, it was everywhere. That activation of Gen X. It's not just me.
It's been overload.
And it's just like, we are the line in the sand. I can't even fully articulate it. I just know it. But we are the generation that is pretty much feral. We really, in a lot of ways, are.
Kind of, yeah.
We just wanted to be left the hell alone. And they kept poking and poking and poking. And what it was these Gen Z. It was either a Gen Z or a Gen Alpha, somebody that triggered it. They fired the first shot. Mm-hmm. And it was one of these people that looked like it came out of a sideshow. Let's face it.
Sideshow Bob?
Sort of. And it's like, it was just like lightning striking cattle. From cow to cow to cow to cow.
Just mass shockwave.
Yeah. And I think that part of it is with these geomagnetic storms and the planetary alignments and stuff like it. And these people have no clue. They do not know who Gen X is. Because for the most part, some of us pretty quiet.
Yeah.
They don't understand. We are fresh out of fucks and have been for quite some time.
Oh, I'm about to kick somebody's ass. Oh, I'm about to
Yeah.
kick somebody's ass.
Because we are the ones It's like, stop it, stop it, stop it. And then
Smack.
it's like, whap, stop it. Now, we're gonna hurt some feelings because we don't care. We just don't
Now
care.
listen, if it is called for, that is acceptable.
And I've been like this for a minute. Because what's weird, some of these energies, for whatever reason, will hit me sooner than they do other people. I don't know why.
It's kind of like an early shockwave in preparation for whatever.
Maybe. But it leaves me, a lot of people say,
Early
this
download.
mama, she's doing that thing again. She's doing that thing.
It's like a thing. No, it's just like, oh, she's doing a thing? Okay, gotta roll with it. So,
And I think that what has happened with, when Helene hit, and that activation of Appalachian people. Appalachian. Appalachian.
Appalachian.
Sort of Kekistan is thrown in there too. Those who know.
Kick.
Yeah. Yeah. I miss those guys.
Jester
I miss
Frog.
those guys.
Jester Frog.
But a lot of those people activated, and I get it. A lot of the guys that are doing some of the work, that they're millennials and stuff like that. But as far as there's quite a few Gen X, and I'd say there are quite a few. I'm first wave Gen X. I get that.
Yeah.
And but
Well,
yeah.
I don't know if you're first wave Gen
Oh,
X.
yeah. Born in 65, and it has to do, and I would have to ask Robert Phoenix what it was, but it was Saturn or Uranus or something like that determined who is Gen X. Those planets, because it is for a generation. But whichever one it was verified. Yeah, I'm X, very much. But it's something's coming. Something is coming, and we're just fed up with the foolishness.
Yeah. Yeah.
But kid over there, who is Pisces,
See, now, wait. See, I think Gen Z is basically going to be like, no joke, as Gen Z gets older, hell, even at right now, it is sort of a wave of, in a way, it's not quite, but Gen X, kind of, because most of us were raised by Gen X.
yeah, and that's like we were discussing this earlier today. I think part of it is that the boomers, a lot of those folks were working outside the home, where they were raised with two parents usually, mother usually inside the home. That was not necessarily so of the, the boomers were raised like that. That was not so necessarily of Gen X, because it had already started as far as both parents working. Some of us were raised by grandparents, as far as babysitters and stuff like that. And those people grew up in the Depression.
Yeah.
Now, let me tell you something. They had been through hell and back. So that's the reason on a lot of it, it was a matter of sit there and go, yeah, I'm going to go out here and do this. Okay.
Yeah. Y'all had free range.
Yeah. Yeah.
Free range children.
As long as you didn't go totally, and the world was different. I get that. That if I was up in the mountains and the way that sound echoes here, if somebody hollered for me, I would eventually come on out of the mountains.
Yeah.
It wasn't like I was on the top of the ridge or nothing.
Right, but also sound echoes.
Yeah.
And so...
And there was a lot of times I'm like, I could use the excuse I didn't hear you, but they would know that I did.
Well, unless you were rustling leaves or something, then you really couldn't tell who was, you know.
Like I said, I was, I was up in the mountains. But now with Granny, she always had activities that I was interested in doing.
Right.
Powell had the building. There were all kinds of tools out there to explore and learn to build, and just wonderful things.
Stuff
to
to
learn how to
explore.
cook and garden and can and do all that stuff. Because when you involve children and teach them how to do, it just, yeah. And then you got some kids now that don't wanna. They're too captive by the boxes.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Slaves to those boxes of varying and sundry sizes.
Mm-hmm.
But the Gen X, again, we're the last ones before the boxes took over.
Yep.
So it's coming. But kid over there, we were discussing different people and bloodlines and different things like that. And something brilliant came out of his face. And he said, it just takes one to break those generational curses. And it was just, it really was one of those, eureka! And I turned it, I'm looking at it, I'm like, damn, that's brilliant. And you're right. It just takes one. Just because it has gone on for hundreds of years, you can have one that says, it stops with me. I had a similar experience in 2013 that I knew that there were things. And when Robert did my chart, he's like, you're going to break generational curses. And it's like, lovely.
Yeah.
Be the one.
Well,
That's what we got here. Be the one.
And no joke, if you notice, the ones who are breaking generational curses, they're the ones that usually have pretty rough lives.
Mm-hmm.
Like really shit that...
Mm-hmm. Don't always understand it. Like I said, Gen X, we were just built different.
You were made exactly for this time.
Uh-huh. That's what I was told at one point. You were designed for such a time as this. And I'm like, well, that's interesting. Don't know what it meant. See, this is the thing. When I have these knowings, it's like, okay, I know this is. I don't know the... sometimes I don't even know how to verbalize it. I just know that it is.
Mm-hmm.
That it's coming, and that Gen X, they have finally awakened the bear. And now some of these little that they all mouth and they don't have any ass to back it up, they're going to be in for a rude awakening.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Gen X, we told the your mama jokes. Gen X, it's like somebody was talking about on a video today. It's like we would throw rocks at each other for fun. Yeah. Beat each other with sticks, different things like that. As long as there was not an excessive amount of blood or broken bones. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You're fine. You're perfectly fine. It grows character.
What did I tell you all? Unless there was blood or broken bone, you would live. And did you? Did you live?
Yes.
You go.
But you also need that compassion.
Actually, you do and you don't. To sit there and go, I get it. You hurt. It'll be okay. Mm-hmm. It's to teach children how to be resilient. But when a child falls down, gets hurt, and you have these parents that are wailing, what is that? That teaches that child. It freaks the kid out because kids take their cues from adults. A kid doesn't usually know how bad they're hurt until, let's say, an adult is freaking out. So even if it is horrible, the adult is supposed to maintain control. Or the kid's going to panic.
Yeah.
And if the kid panics, it's going to make whatever situation worse.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes the kid's going to freak out no matter what you do.
Yeah. And that's where you do as far as the soothing and the, comforting and stuff like that. I get it. You've got to have a healthy balance.
Mm-hmm.
But also, it was also one of those, did I tell you to stop doing that about 3 times before you did that?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So it was fucking
Sometimes it was, and sometimes it wasn't. Sometimes it was just a freak accident. It's like, damn it, give me some empathy here.
With you, honey, it was rarely a freak accident.
It was always.
It was the Aries in his chart. Oh, God, was it the Aries in his chart? Oh, that time with the tooth at the beach. And it was like, oh, God. We hadn't even been there 15 minutes. Not even 15 minutes, and I'm on the phone calling dentist.
I can put myself in some shit.
But you lived.
Yeah.
You lived.
And that's just no joke. That's what I got from my chart. It's been my destiny to just be a dumbass. No. To just do some dumb shit and get hurt. But that's what my destiny has, because apparently I learned from that somehow.
I think all of us have a tendency to pick, I'm going to have to learn by experience.
God.
Uh-huh.
Some of us have to learn it the hard way.
And I think that's what's going to happen with some of these other ones. Like I said, that they out doing it for social media clout and all this stuff. And it's like, no, reality's going to hit these people.
I think that's why some people sort of laugh when shit like that happens, because it's just like, it's hilarious, because they're going to live and they're going to be fine.
Yeah. I mean, that was like growing up and comparing the size of a scab where you fell. It's like you got hurt, but I got hurt worse because that gave you street cred.
We never did that.
Oh my God.
At least I don't think. Remember, I was yanked out of well, I wasn't yanked out. I got out of public school at like 6th grade.
Absolutely, because when I was told that the Constitution did not apply on public school grounds, no. Hell no. Yeah.
Yeah.
And through social media, I can name names now. I waited a while for that. Again, that's a Gen X thing.
Mm-hmm. You can blast their asses on Twitter now.
Yeah. Yeah. But you lived. But I mean, we did things. We just did things. That's like the time that I was in college and was skateboarding down that really steep hill. And it was like, it was steep. That was a dumbass move because everybody goes through dumbass phases, and some of us lived through it. Mm-hmm. And it was funny. And it was weird. Instead of just falling and tumbling, I sort of stepped off and just sat down. Campus cops right there. And it's like, if that had been in today's world, I could have got a medal for breakdancing. I probably had a better
most graceful landing.
It was.
That was a very elegant, that was a very mindful, very demure way of falling.
And it's just like to be snowed in down there and to break ice. They're behind the car to get the machete that I had under my bed.
Shit.
Yeah.
Shit.
Because we're built different.
Mm-hmm.
But to trust that there are these people that are good, that they are breaking generational bloodline curses.
Mm-hmm.
Because it can happen.
Well, that's been the thing. It's like, no joke. One of the things is when I was in IOP, it was me and Jensen was breaking generational curses.
Mm-hmm. Be the one.
You're the one talking about that in the group, and the other ones were sort of looking at us like breaking curses. Because
you all understood. You all understood on a level that they didn't. So
it may not be perfect, but heck, it's still breaking curses.
By whose definition does it have to be perfect? Whose definition of perfect?
We're talking right now in a world where everybody's scrutinized by Pharisees.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Spit in the eye of the Pharisees and go on. It's time to turn over some tables. Yeah. It's coming. It is time to lift some of these people up and tell them you can be the one to break this curse off of your family. You don't have to continue on with the same bullshit generation after generation after generation. Be the one.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was just, there's some encouragement, there's some hope tonight, and everybody needs it. Everybody. So be of good cheer.
Yep.
Final thoughts, kid.
Be a light.
Mm-hmm.
Be yourself. Because flat out, that's sort of, and that's weird about Gen X. It's like, and I will call y'all out on this sometimes. Y'all will point out a finger at someone else for being their own selves. Being like, freak, you fucking freak. While some of y'all will be doing the same shit too.
It depends on, every generation has their definition of freak. They really do. I mean, it's just like I spent most of my day while I was cooking and stuff today listening to Blackie Lawless and Wasp.
Yeah. And some of the shit that we do, it's no different. It's just the same shit, different font.
Well, to a degree, it is.
Yeah.
But when you've got these people that are, like I said, I am so grateful that the internet was not a thing.
Yeah, that's the only difference, is that this stupidity is broadcasted all over the internet, and so it is just breeding more stupidity.
And that people, if they
it is making it appear like this is,
if they live through it, to sit there and point a finger back 5, 10, 20 years, my God, grow up.
The thing is, on the internet, we do have examples as far as that we do have prime Darwin Award examples. Plenty of them.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think it may be another reason that I gone into hermit mode, because I do not want to I don't want to be a meme. I have this fear of someday ending up a meme.
Mama, that's the best thing that can ever happen to a person now.
It depends on what kind of meme.
No, it really doesn't. A meme is a meme, and if you're a meme, you're loved. You got a fan base. There you go. That is.
I don't care about a fan base. I really don't on some of that. I care about friend base. I care about.
No, that's the thing.
Similarity of thought base.
Mama, through the memes, that's how people, because you get a bunch of it, you get an influx of people, and then the people that actually stay and watch you, those are usually the ride or dies.
Well, yeah, that's exactly what I want. I want the 1%ers out there.
Yeah.
I don't care about the 99. I want those 1%ers ride or die.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's like, for example, the kombucha girl, Brittany Broski. She got that one meme of her trying kombucha for the first time and her being like, I don't like it. Well, no. Well, yeah.
I think that's everybody's first response to kombucha. Really
she's just a normal person.
Sure.
Like, no joke. Does she have talent? Yeah, but she's not famous for any of them. She's just funny.
We need to have as the rise of the everyman. Those wonderful everyday people. And through internet and even with TikTok and stuff like that, you are getting that. But if it is the person that is being a dumbass, they deserve to be called out. Mm-hmm. To sit there and go, you know what, you really need to think that. You got some growing to do. You might want to put that phone down just for a minute, sit down and listen instead of talking so much. I think that's one of the things, that you've got these people that they got the mentality of a turnip, and they trying to tell other people how to live that have actually gone out and done stuff. No, that breeds a little bit of resentment.
Just a little bit.
Mm-hmm. And Gen X, we are done. And we are fresh out of fucks. And we're coming.
Yep.
We're here.
Mm-hmm.
The rise.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting. It's going to be electric. It really is.
Yeah. It's
Final
here.
thoughts. Oh, yeah. Final thoughts.
That's
here.
it. I'm good.
Everybody is having the paranormal and the supernatural. Everybody.
This is very much a paranormal and supernatural time.
Yeah. Time like no other. So, thoughts in the comment section. Email. That's gonna wait. That's gonna wait. So if you need
Loves
something from me, just the comment section or over on X.
Yeah.
It's the best place to get in touch with me.
Check us out on BitChute, Rumble, and YouTube at Relenda's Cup of Coffee with Scream. Also check her out on X, previously known as Twitter. Relenda, COCWS.
Yeah.
Did I mess up?
No, not at all. No, I was thinking about karate class and us beating each other with practice swords, which are called shinais.
I think
Bruised all to hell.
I don't think that's a generational thing. I think that's just the nature of the sport.
Bruised all to hell.
It's just the nature of the sport. It doesn't.
Other
That's not a
people look at you.
generational thing. That's just that's people who want to beat each other with sticks go in there. People who want to whoop ass in cool movie ways, they want to go in there and do that.
Go into work or something. Look, people my forearms are just covered in bruises and stuff like that. Look at them go karate, and I'm like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was an exceptional way to vent. I worked through a lot of stuff.
Yeah, so like jujitsu, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of jujitsu.
But like I
ain't a
said,
fighter.
those practice swords, and they make the coolest sound. They really do.
That clack.
It's amazing. I do miss that. I do miss those things. Gen X. We just a little bit feral. Just a little bit. Know that you are loved. Mm-hmm. Treat other people the way that you would like to be treated. I really would like to hear from other Gen Xers. Have you noticed this also? Do you have that inner knowing that you are the line in the sand? Yeah. Let us know.
Yep.
And Lord willing, we'll see you on the next cut.
Mm-hmm.
Bye.